and I decided I am doing the Grim Reaper. Alright. I am doing the same technique that I did with Stitch with the background here. I'm just going to leave this like this. The camera. Okay. The camera fell. I'm sorry. At least there was nobody in the stream when this happened. Alright. Alright, I'm going to pastel in this here. And I do have my tarot cards for a tarot card reading if you guys want one. Because sometimes I don't get a whole lot of takers because evidently some people don't like that I'm doing that. That's okay. Alright. I'm gonna shade in the background of this here. Okay, I'm gonna do something darker. Like a darker color here. Too dark. Alright, I'm gonna try brown. Alright. I find it easier to do this when I'm sketching because I already kind of have the background where I want it of color. So here I am. I'm going to try to do some justice to the Grim Reaper here. I feel I haven't done a good job with the Grim Reaper. And this painting valley has very good pictures and images. But I'm using my own technique with this. Alright, now I'll put this back. And I'm going to go in circles where I do my pencil sketch of him. I mean, in my mind, it's a him, but honestly, it might be a girl. I don't know what the Grim Reaper's sex is, but I always want to get a nice Grim Reaper, and I feel that my sketches have turned out better when I just pastel the background first before this. And I think it gives it like a nice background when you do circles. Because it's not going one way or the other. The picture just kind of comes at you. And then some spots can be dark and some can be light. And so with some sketches, if they're a little ominous, that's kind of where you want to have them. And I do tend to go towards ominous things. I do like my Disney sketches, but I like my ominous stuff too. Oh, hello, everybody. Let me see if I got a question. I just like to challenge myself with this every day. I was watching those military dogs. I forgot the name of them. They're not German Shepherds, those top military dogs. And I was showing Chong because I've been trying to get him on a skateboard. And today they had them on a skateboard. Of course, Chong looked at me like I'm a psychopath because he does not like skateboards. And since he's part German Shepherd, I know his ass can get on one, but he does not want to do it. But what are you going to do? I got this, and I feel it's better when you're sketching to do this first. I really do. Because once you can always erase, and it's okay if some spots aren't as dark as the other, because you just kind of want it to have a little life of its own. Let me see what questions I got. Tarot card. Alright, hang on. Hi. Hi, Diddy. Well, thank you. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Tarot. Tarot. Knee. Is Shoy dating somebody? If yes, then will I have a chance after he dishes her? Alright, what is this? Ashnaman? I get my question might sound it does a little bit. Why would you want somebody's sloppy seconds? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I could do an energy reading on that, but I wouldn't degrade yourself. You know what? If you can't see your self worth and like you for who you are, I would just forget about his existence because there's a lot of men out there. There really is. And I wouldn't go back to somebody that couldn't see me for what I was and didn't love me for who I am. That's just being somebody's doormat. That's just me. I'm just letting you know. Don't be a doormat. It doesn't matter, honestly, what goes on, but I mean, just for your own self respect, you shouldn't. Because I swear to God, you could go anywhere, get dressed up a little, and get some phone numbers, but make sure it's a safe situation because he'll come back. She is influenced by others. Well, people that get cheated on and want to keep going back, this happens. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you should absolutely be friends with it. I thought you wanted to go out with him. Oh, hi, Kyle Carl. I want to be the one. Oh, I figured you weren't the one that cheated, but honestly, when I think about these things, if somebody doesn't want to be with you. When I was younger, I used to always be upset about it and this and that. Then I realized that sometimes you're just meant to separate for somebody for a reason. But I could do an energy reading on their relationship and see what I see here. All right. That energy is in a new moon in Leo. And this just talks about confidence and things like that. I feel that there's a lot of low self-esteem involved with that relationship. I really do. And then it's surrounded by a full moon in Libra. which isn't the best card if you're hoping there's marriage or something. It just means that it usually just signifies a balance. Usually, a balance that when things break apart, they balance out so not one person gets hurt more than the other. And then it's surrounded by a north node. A north node just means to come out and do stuff that your comfort zone, to come out of your bubble. Their relationship is pretty much where the universe is, I see, is going to break them apart. And he's playing on her low self esteem, if that's any help. So I don't see him being malicious, but he's being a little controlling. I see a controlling nature here, and he kind of is holding her there and holding her hostage because of her self-esteem. But it will be broken up most likely by another woman. If she doesn't leave, I foresee another woman coming, and they're going to be each other's karma, whoever he picks. So, I mean, sometimes it's like that. These malicious people that go around to hurt people, sometimes there's somebody else's karma. So, but I mean, I feel bad for her that she's being held captive like this because it's not a good thing to do, obviously. And you should never like wish bad things because that's when bad things come to you. So, I'm only telling you that. All right, you want to know Raul's feelings for me. Megana or Megan? Raul's your ex. All right. I don't know. I would actually just try to pray for this girl because I don't. This guy's gonna play her like a deck of cards. So okay, let me see his feelings for you in that energy field. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for her. I've been there before. The universe is bringing her bad things. She's gonna be crying at your doorstep. So, but I don't know her enough. But he's done a lot of malicious stuff, and he's got something coming to him. But I don't know. Oh well, thank you. Hello to you too, Chandru. All right, let's see about your ex's feelings for you. All right. Your guys' energy fields in a new moon in Virgo. And this just means that one of you selfish. And I'm picking up it's most likely your ex. And then you have surrounded by a new moon in Aquarius, a new moon in Scorpio. A new moon Aquarius just means that love needs to be in the situation. And it's signifying there's not any actual love. It's more of, I don't know, the thing right before love. Infatuation. He was infatuated with you, and he wanted sex, and he got that, and he's kind of done. And then there's a new moon in Scorpio, and this just means fears and anxiety and stuff. And I believe this one would be more signifying you And this card just says to work through your fears of moving on. I see him kind of, he likes you, but he doesn't like you like a marriage type thing. If when he finds the one person he wants to be with, he's not going to be with you and he's going to find someone else. So I would just keep him an ex and stay away. That would be what I would do. So, and it's, I know it's easier said than done, but I've done this a couple times in my life and it sucks, but sometimes it hurts for a while and then you get over it and then it makes you stronger and you get a better self respect about yourself. So, all right. Serve her right. Well, I mean, you shouldn't be so negative about it because I heard if you wish someone dead or if you wish people bad things, even if you don't deserve it, the fact that you wish them the bad things, that's when it happens. That's what I've been told by people. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they said. The energy returns. It's always better to wish them good luck and let them move on. Because there's lots of stuff in life going on. There really is. Lots of stuff. He is in love with the other girl, so I broke up with him. Oh, well, if he's in love with the other girl, then just let it go and in some way try to be happy with him. That's all I really can say about that. I mean, I like I said, it's easier said than done, but if he's in love, he's in love. He's not going to most likely break up with him until she breaks up with him. But there's other stuff you could do in the meanwhile. You can volunteer at your local animal shelter. You could help these poor dogs. They're everywhere. No one's taking care of them. They got tumors on them. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could do to get your mind off that. There really is. If I could, I would. I'm always doing stuff for the animals and everything else. That's why I'm up here for the animals. It's not even for me. It's for the dogs and the cats and these damn polar bears. I keep seeing in the shorts where they got these things just around them and destroying them, and they're called parasites. And these barnacles are going all over the Arctic life. It's insane. All right. Current feelings of my wife. Or I have no clue how to pronounce that. It probably sounds way prettier, that name, than how I would chop it up. So we'll just say your wife. She is ghosting me. Oh, well, that that could go one way or another if you're ghosting somebody. If when someone needs their personal space, that can be a lot of different things. Let's see what you got here. Personal. When someone ghosts you, it's not. Oh, you got full moon and Aries on that one. Your whole marriage energy is in a full moon in Aries. And that is pretty much, we all know Aries is about war. And it's literally just means anger, mistrust, and all that kind of stuff. That's not good. She's angry. We'll say that. And you're surrounded at a full moon in Sagittarius and new moon in Cancer with your marriage. And the full moon Sagittarius pretty just tells you to look beyond your situation or what you're fixated on. And then you got a new moon in Cancer, and this is talks about you and your loved ones. I mean, I see that she's angry. I see that with full moon Aries. She's real angry and she just doesn't care. And the full moon Sagittarius is I think that signifies you, which is that's just saying that you don't need that person and it's not a good connection no more. And the new moon in Cancer just tells you that your family situation's safe, like with your like other than her, which is good. I don't know. I would kind of let this go and see if she comes back, and if she wants, if she don't want to reconcile or whatever, I would just let it go. Sometimes it's not good to hold on to somebody that's and that has that much anger. Shandu, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I only know English. But maybe give her time to be over being angry, Shandu. Maybe. Maybe just start doing that and see what happens. When people are really angry, sometimes it takes them a while to come around, I guess. Alright, now I'm going to start this. But yeah, I guess we could, since the topic is heartbreak while I'm doing my Grim Reaper, we can talk about maybe the bonds that. Because I feel like a lot of times when I do readings, I could pick up on energy from people, and then when I'm around them, especially when this negative energy comes about in different with different people. The thing is, it's how they handle it. You're supposed to eventually, instead of giving in to all that anger, you're supposed to come to terms with what happened. And people sometimes they don't do that. And that's where a lot of the problems happen with a lot of different kinds of people. Because it does suck, and I get it. I've been in love. I've been in love, my friends, and sometimes things just are not meant to be. Sometimes they are. Okay, I don't know why this doesn't want to work here. I have all these pencils and I can't find one that works. This is a story of my life. But maybe I would suggest maybe a hobby. Maybe like just start doing something to get your mind off of things. Sometimes that helps. It really does. Maybe that, you could just start working on some kind of projects around your house. That helps people. Oh, hello. I'm just going to call you MD. It would be cool if you were a doctor with those kind of initials with MD. I see enough of those. I'm tired of doctors. I really am. It's always stupid stuff I have to go to hospital for. And I truly do mean stupid stuff. I like that they're around, but sometimes I can't stand seeing them because they like to. The stuff that needs to be done always is painful. It's fixed once they're done. Alright, sometimes these sharpeners. I have so many too. Okay. I have so many sharpeners, it's ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to start getting this Grim Reaper done. See, I have plenty of stress on my. I've been kind of stressed out with just different things going on, not with my love life or nothing. That's kind of over once you're married. Once you're married, it is what it is. But with all this going to the doctors and back, it's driving me crazy. But I got this nice little image of the Grim Reaper, and I put down here. Oh, that's what you're doing. Oh, I'm doing a sketching of the Grim Reaper, my favorite. I love Reapy. Love Reapy. He's like my ultimate favorite. I've always loved the Grim Reaper. I see him as the force of nature. I don't see him in a negative light. I think the Grim Reaper is wonderful. Just don't know if I want to make this image of him. I mean, I know we see him before we die and people don't like him, but he only is nasty to people that are not good people. Can you get. Yeah, I do both. I do. I can. I'm not one of these people that have to do just one thing at a time. I multitask at work, friends. I have to literally change people, sometimes fit in charting, and then figure out how I'm going to finish my assignment on time. And I only sometimes have 8 hours to do it when you have like 20 people. I can multitask. I can totally multitask. So don't you worry. I can give you a reading. I think I'm going to do this one a repeat. I kind of like how it's all wrapped around. I just wish it was bigger, this image. Oh my god, they have the Reaper giving the middle finger.
Come on, Chomsters.
Oh, is he crying in there?
No, it's following me. Come on.
Oh, yes, going back and forth. He hates when I do this. Alright, you want to know Harmon's thoughts about me? She is not
What are those
responding.
powder thingies, sweetie?
Which ones?
I don't know which one you got, sweetie.
I got a whole bunch.
I'm just saying, like, where are they? Like,
Here. I got a bunch in a cup. Hang on, guys.
little drink powder mix.
Oh, right here.
Oh.
Here. I had a bunch that I had piled up for a rainy day. They're all different flavors. I drink other stuff. Just set it to the side, I'll fix it. Okay, now you want to know Ron's feelings. Alright. She's not responding. Well, people don't generally respond if they're being bothered. Sometimes the worst thing to do if somebody is not talking to you to keep talking to them because it makes them more angrier. I will tell you that much. So let me shuffle around, get some energy on that situation, and try to find a good. You know, I really like how he's holding this, and a little bit of fire's coming out of his hand. I really think I'm gonna go with that one. He has some chains and he has his reaping sword. I don't know. That has to be the reaper that I'm gonna attempt to do today, and hopefully it's good. I gotta try to get this. I gotta try to. I think that would be the perfect one. All right. She is in. Well, at least she's not in a new moon in Aries. That's good, my friend. What is it? Sabu. All right. Her energy is a new moon Scorpio, and she just. This card's about working through fears and anxiety and stuff. It's not a fairy complex. She's not upset like that. I think she's afraid of something. She fears something. I don't know what she's fearing. I think it's things not working out or a situation that she just can't live with no more that she feels that can't be r- ramified or anything like that. There's just some kind of situation she don't think's ever gonna go away, and she'd rather just leave. So that's what I'm getting. And then there's a full moon in Scorpio also. There's a lot of stuff going on with her. And this a full moon in Scorpio just means about releasing negativity. So she got a lot of negative things in her head, and she's in her head a lot. I'm seeing that big time. And then there's a first quarter moon surrounding her, and this is about commitment being tested. So this must be you. I don't sense another person of a romantic nature. I just see her just kind of sulking. That's all I really get with her. So I don't know. Maybe just let her work through things, and if you can wait around for her to come back, then maybe your answer. If she comes back, but if it's months, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing if you moved on, but it's possible she might come back. I will never. Will I ever be with Sally? And does he think about me? Alright. Alright. Marissa or Mysterious? Is it Mysterious? Oh, okay, Mysterious. You guys are getting fun with these names. I just be Chong the dog. I don't have fun nicknames like this. Oh, it is fun. Okay, it is that one. You guys do have fun nicknames. And this one, we're not able to have nicknames. I'm jealous. All right, your Sal is. I think it's Sal, isn't it? Well, you're the fellow that you're. I forgot the name. But, anyways, his energy field is in a full moon eclipse. And that just means. Talks about conclusions and are within reach. And there's a full moon surrounding him and a full moon in Taurus. And a full moon just means that he is ego driven. I like to call it the ego card. And he's giving into his ego. So he has a lot of this egotistical stuff going on. And then he got a full moon in Taurus, And this just talks about dreams needing a practical plan. So he's overspending, thinking big on himself, and letting his ego run his life. I don't think you're gonna be with this person until they get their head out of their ass. So I don't know. I would, if it was me, I would give up. And honestly, you probably could do better. It's not good to hang on to baggage from the past, even if you think you can rekindle, because it always, a lot of times, turns out bad all over again. Sometimes it's better to start out fresh. Oh, hey, I try to be, but yeah, you gotta, sometimes you gotta just you gotta start loving yourself and just realizing that you got a whole world of things to do out there. And I'm sure that you have dreams and aspirations that have nothing to do with your love life. And these are the things you should focus on, and then that just kind of appears one day. Oh, before you know, a new love interest will come, and you're like, man, why did I even like that other person? And then that's when the other person comes, mysteriously just appears, and you're like, okay, I'm already dating this person, and they're not an egotistical a hole like you. This is what happens, and that's their karma when you get find somebody nice. It's happened before to me. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Oh, hi, Karad. All right, you want a future spouse reading? You really want to be married, Karad. Don't count your chickens for they hatch. Once you do get married, you're gonna be wanting girls' nights out and everything else. And then you're gonna be wishing you were single again. Trust me, because a lot of your fun's gonna go out the window, and you're gonna have a whole new set of stuff going on, probably kids and everything else. All right, you got a third quarter moon on that, and this just talks about adjustments. Adjustments being required, which a marriage is all about adjustments in everybody's life. Then you got a full moon in Sagittarius and a full moon in Aries. And the full moon in Sagittarius tells you to look at a bigger picture. Maybe like some other stuff that has to be done before a marriage is thought of, type thing. And a full moon in Aries. And this just talks about a theory complex. Oh my god, my allergies. But and the theory complex just means that I'm picking up there was somebody else that you were with that's angry about something. And people are always angry when they're rejected or they're an ex or something. And then the hardest thing to do is to forgive people. It really is. People used to tell me, you need to forgive, you need to forgive. And I used to tell them they need to get out of my face. But I feel there's somebody that's angry that you're not with them or something. Or there's anger somewhere. I mean, it's coming closer, but the more you wait for it, a lot of times the slower it comes. I will tell you that much, Karan. Spirits are usually bring together people, the other realm, when it's meant to happen, and they only want us to. A lot of times, the children we have is because of things that they have going on and somebody that needs to be born. And they're very specific about these things. The reason I was with my first husband was for children. Because after we broke up, we're somewhat friends. All right, I'm gonna make his little thing this way, but we're somewhat friends, and we get along better broken up than and divorced than we did together. He doesn't like the current husband, though. Obviously, I don't think none of them do, even if they're in love with you or not in love with you. They're never gonna like the other guy. It's just life, but it's okay. If they don't, they don't. But I've been through this. But I would just let the other side just surprise you, and when they're ready for a new birth to be coming, they could be just setting you up for where you have enough money because you might be having a special kid. The longer you wait for these things, generally it's because you a certain child's going to be born, and they like to secure the new generation, especially if it's a noble birth. And noble birth is not just like how we think a noble birth. It could just be somebody of high spirituality that died that needs to be reborn. And a lot of times, the children we have help them come into the world so they can do what they need to do to help the world. Generally, that happens in that order. So maybe you're just, I feel you're meant to have a child of very good significance. I mean, think about it. The next prophet or something that comes in, can you imagine all of the climate that they got to deal with? They got to deal with the cartel. They got to deal with all this, all these people taking people into slavery, all this human trafficking. And these are things that we all got to deal with, but the next generation also. So sometimes when things crazy happen in life, this is the reason. I feel that you're meant, probably that's why you're drawn to this. That's probably why you were drawn to me, because I'm a little bit more insightful, because we got Salem blood in our family from the old Salem witch blood. So, and there is a new renaissance that's coming, and it is coming, and it's coming in a different way. It's going to be people that are awakened, that are born, that are more spiritually awakened, to try to fix the realm. And this is how they're trying to do it. This is literally how spirits are deciding to do it, because there's certain people they want to be reborn, and they can't figure out where to place them. So they're holding some people hostage from getting married for this reason. Maybe you're one of the people they're picking. They say I'm supposed to have a girl, but I don't know. Maybe that little girl's gonna come through one of my kids, a grandkid, and who knows? Maybe one day I'll just be pregnant. I don't know. Hopefully by that time I got a little money. That would be nice. Alright, I'm just trying to get his little reaping thing done first because he has it over his head. I'm trying to do this, my friend, some justice. I do have other stuff with the Reaper, but sometimes I feel it's not that good. A lot of the stuff I have I think is trash, but my husband thinks it's good. He ordered food and the delivery guy liked my painting. He made a note about it. So And then I was like, and then I forgot the word he used. And I was like, what does that even mean? And he was like, it means he likes it. Because the ones that I think is trash, I just put by my front door for door decorations because I really don't give a damn if people take them or not. I put my blood lily out there, and people seem to like it. All right, this is coming down the side, so I'm shading in this first. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just shading this down first all together. Because that's where his shoulder would be. Alright. The placement of these things is ridiculous sometimes. Once I get this, I don't know, I might get another depiction here. Here. I got this so far. Got that. I feel it's easier to shade this. I'm still gonna use my pastel for like my good pastels. I like to call my good one my new set with the soft pastels. But yeah, they are preparing for a new generation. These are true facts. And it's because there's just a lot of shitheads in this realm that are doing a lot of bad things. And when you destroy life and you're doing a lot of bad things, sometimes a lot of bad things happen to people and they don't and the other realm doesn't like it. And in this realm they seem to think that they're the boss of everything, but they're really not. Alright, I just did little tiny lines in there. Alright. Now it's time to get his head in. I'm gonna get his head done first. Sometimes if you do one thing at a time, it's not terrible. I'm trying to angle this so you guys can see me as I'm attempting to get reapy good. Alright, right in here, this is where his hood starts. So I might just start at the top a little bit here. And bring this down around. Just to mark here. Just doing this a little bit of time, and if I can't fit everything in the picture, I at least want to get his head. I want to get his head in and maybe the one arm. If you don't get it all, it's not the end of the world, honestly. It is what it is. I'm just over here practicing for my Raven. Figure if I can do the Reaper, the Raven cannot be that hard after that. Ravens are challenging. They really are. And I try, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. You never know. Maybe I'll actually get something good involved here. But I really honestly, Karan, think that you're going to have somebody. And I think that you're going to have a special child on top of that because of all this money you're trying to generate. And these are what the spirits like to hear. They really are. And generally, somebody that has this much kind of things going usually ends up having a special child. But if you are having a special child, which I think you are, generally just prepare for a lot of delays. People that are having special children, a lot of times their love life is delayed, and the other realm gets involved in your business. The other realm has got involved in my business for years. They really have. They enjoy to be involved in my business. It's their, I think it's what they love doing. But I only say this because I'm going through similar stuff in my life. Because my kids, as much as they could be shitheads, they are meant for something and they are good kids. So, and they were meant to be born, evidently, and they want them to be born to it, but they made damn sure that I was married to somebody that I really don't know why they had me married to that one person, but they did. And that's just how I guess it went. I wasn't meant to stay with this person. I was just meant to evidently just have kids with them. And this happens. So, this happened to my sister also. She's had a special child and they're not together no more. So, alright, got this so far. I'm just trying to get the outside of the Reaper because he's so hard to sketch. And the robe is the hardest. Trust me about that. Alright, I'm just shading it lightly this way. I think just doing this pastel in the background really helps. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna do that. And then this. When you bring this in like this, these lines, and then bring one over here, it kind of, that's where his hand is going to be coming out of. But yeah, it's been taking me a year to get a very good Reaper, and I'm hoping I can even get a little better today. Because I do like the Reaper's work. I like how the Reaper, a lot of times, he comes and he brings justice. And I like how, in times of war, sometimes the wars they overturn. And generally that means that the Reaper's involved when there's that. Or just when something really bad and eerie's going on. Usually the Reaper is justice. That's why I like him. He's very good in that way. Or, I'm sure the Reaper's been a she at some point. It's always not always a girl, the Reaper, but the Reaper does represent a lot of stuff, and the Reaper does represent life and death. And honestly, the Reaper is one of my spirit guides. That's why I kind of like sometimes know little things. Because I actually was fine with dying, as everybody knows, and the Reaper was not okay with me dying. So, in this realm, this is where he wants me right now. And I'll be fine when he does want me. I'll be ready to go home. But he does not want me to come home yet. And honestly, I think I want to go. I kind of rather deal with that side of God. I feel like the Reaper is just one side of God. And it's the side of God that we that we don't think about and we fear because we all fear our own mortality. Some people don't that are have a great awakening, but most do. And this is true facts. I'm not even trying to talk smack about anybody because when my time comes, I just want to be comfortable, and the Reaper knows this. So, I think the refill makes sure I die in my sleep, which I'm okay with that. Because these are one of the ways I do want to go is on my sleep when I think about this. Because when you're born, we don't remember it, but it probably was traumatic to be born. So you figure it's probably just as equally as traumatic to die, which it was when I died. But it was peaceful all the same. But he said I wasn't done. So I'm trying to get everything shaded perfect. One line, doing the Grim Reaper will do you in. It really will. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna blend all this in together. It's all the series of blending here. Alright. I can always bring this back down, which I may have to. This probably has to come down a little. These hands going across this, so I'm gonna move this down. And I might have to move the hand placement, but that's okay. That totally is okie dokie. Sometimes you have to, and then that just makes you a stronger artist to move hand placement around. I'm just gonna do that. Make this that way. Alright. Now I'm gonna try to execute his hand. The skulls are hard, trust me. Hard, hard are skulls. Jesus, are they hard. We got this so far. All this. Oh, you're welcome. Alright, I don't know if you're still there, Karan. But we're getting there with this. And I'm waiting for the next reading while I'm doing this. Alright. Alright. This and this one over here. Alright, I'm gonna start with this bone. There we go. There's a bone there. Okay, and then the other bone starts here. There's like a socket there. You got to get all these little bones, I guess, involved. Alright, and then this little bone starts here and comes out here. Right, and it's little circles. Alright, I'm just going to shade around this circle. Got the bone there. And just focus on this other stuff here. And we got this coming out this way, coming around. Right here. And this way. And out right here. Alright. It's a long bone. I guess people got long fingers, so. Alright, now we gotta get right in here where this is at. Alright. These are little bubbles right here. It's like a little bubble tooth type thing. It looks like to me. And then here's the first finger. You got to do it one finger at a time, I guess. To get this right, it's one finger at a time, or it's not good. And then right in here is one of those little bubble things. All right, I got one finger. I get the rest of the fingers. All right. Okay, the second finger kind of coincides with that one, so we do the same thing. It's like you're doing you're making a little tooth. And then you're coming around, and you're making another little tooth. So it's like, alright, then we're coming down this way. Alright. Alright, and it just goes out because you have that one separating that way. So we got two fingers. And the third one, one, two, okay, one, two, three, four. Alright. On that one, there's five fingers, but he only would have four because Reapy was human at one time, folks. He got a higher consciousness going here. Alright, now we're gonna do another bone, another tooth. And another tooth for the knuckle. There we go. And then just bring it in there. We're going to shade each of them in the middle so you can see that they're separate. I'm going to shade each digit really like a dusting of a shade. I might even leave this here because I have really problems with skull hands. Really do. I think this I brought out too far. Because the skull should be coming closer into the hand here. Because it's like a big tooth bone right there. That's not bad. His hand is not bad. Not that. Skull, I mean, I think honestly the hands is harder than the whole damn sketch. So it does look like a for real skull hand. So something got done today. Thank God. That's all I got to say. And I don't know if I'm going to keep all this other business involved going on here. But at least I got the hands down pat. Thank the Lord. But yeah. I guess we could discuss my favorite person, Reapy. And the Reaper, the thing is he's not always around in death. He kind of watches you all the time. He really honestly does. just gonna lightly shade this. Some of these I'm not really gonna pastel that much. Some of these I'm not trying to ruin the integrity of this. Since this is actually coming out pretty decent. I'm gonna make that a little bit darker. There you go. And then in here, we shade it. It's a little bit dark. I'm gonna go in here. There you go. Just darkening up the spot. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is I knew it would be a hard sketch. Alright, there we go. Get this going here. Alright, now in here we're gonna start the sideways thing. We gotta start shading in down here. And you gotta make sure you get down here. It's a little bit further towards down here. This is where the other hand starts. I'm just gonna go ahead and shade this here. Like this. As we all know, skull fingers are complicated. Alright, we're just gonna curve down. Curve this down and shade. I think the key with getting the Reaper is getting his cape and all this down pat first. If you guys want to sketch him. You gotta make sure everything is really where it needs to be. And those little bony fingers are hard. Alright. Alright, well, it's holding, we got chains now. There's chains. So I'm gonna come up the side. I'm just gonna or come around this way. We're just gonna go around this way because now there's a big chain. I did get the bony fingers good, thank God. They actually look like real bone fingers, real skeleton. Now that I figured out how to get the tooth good. I'm gonna start his head now. I think I need to go to his head and then go this way. I am doing tarot card readings if you guys want. I promise you I'm doing readings. I like to do other stuff sometimes while I'm talking to you guys because I feel it gives more fun when you see somebody doing something interesting. And that's what we're supposed to be over here doing. Giving interesting content. And it has to be something, I mean, you should be doing something you like to do. Because if you don't like to do it, you're not going to really be good at it because you're not going to practice at it enough. So,
it's the distance, you know. But what I'm just saying, I think they're home. What's that?
And then we're gonna move this around right here because this is where all these chains are gonna be.
That's the great beauty.
Alright, I think I'm okay with starting this a little bit. Alright. Over here, we're gonna. This hood comes out here. Because I want to get his face done. I did do a skull before. I practice skulls to be able to do the Reaper. I actually laugh out loud. Because I wasn't very good at the skull part. So I practiced just that. Alright. Keeping out that way. You just kind of want to get the hood where you want it to. And right in here. Bring this down. And bring it around here. So we got to start making chains too. There's a whole chain involved in here. But now we can actually start doing his face. So that's good. That is very good. Alright, now I'm just shading in here. And I used pastels just actually for the background for this. The whole piece. Before I even started sketching. Because it's way better to do this, I feel. And we're going to lightly color the top. Here, just lightly do that. Alright. Now, now this is going to be difficult because we have half a skull to get done in here. Alright. There's certain parts of the hood where it's still dark. It's over here. So this is a dark area, so we're just going to darken this up before we even start because the top of his forehead isn't over here. Alright, I'm just going to shade in around here. And I'm shading this way. Because when I start this skull, it has to be perfect. Alright. But we got this so far. Like perfect bone fingers. Now, I'm trying to think here. Maybe we should get the eyes first. Because there's just a whole lot going on with this one. So we're just going to get the eyes. But yeah, if you want to get the Grim Reaper, practice human skulls. And I know it sounds morbid, but you know, everybody got a skull. I mean, it is what it is. You got a skull. When you die, you're gonna have a skull. It's just the way life is. I mean, we see skulls every day. We to find out what you died of. Blah blah blah. This is what how life is. And honestly, I've seen pictures of what we look like on the inside, and I will tell you it's nasty. This is why I can never be a surgeon, ever. Ever, ever, ever can I ever be a surgeon. We're gonna leave that like that, and where this eye is, since I might have to redo the eyes, but that's okay, because I need to get everything else in position. You can always erase what you have over there. You want this to start coming in and there, and we'll probably end up definitely I'll have to redo these eyes. All right, this part. Okay, here was our problem. This has to come back down this way more. All right, we're just gonna shade this in. It has to be closer to the hood. Yeah, we don't have a placement of the eyes right. And even though she had the pastels and everything, you still can absolutely erase. I just got one of these big erasers. Alright. I don't know, it might be good to erase the little part of the color scheme right here for this area. Alright, we're gonna go with the side first. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shade up here. But skulls are hard. They're so hard. Alright, now I'm gonna do the side and then do the other side here. We're gonna do the side view because Reapy's looking to the side. He's not looking to the front. He's not worried about what we're doing over here. He's worried about what he's doing over here. This is why should he worry about what we're doing? He is the Grim Reaper. He don't got a care in the world. If he doesn't like what you're doing, he will take you out. Not literally, but what it's your time, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to get the dexterity of the face here. And where the mandible bone would be. There is the medical in me talking the mandible bone. Alright. I'm gonna look straight over here. Coming out over here. And down here. Human jaws are not easy. Oh my god, are they not easy? I guess get the jaw set in a certain way here, and then we're gonna right here should be where the cheekbone starts now. Come up this way and up that way. There we go. A little bit here. Okay. I think we almost got somewhere. Alright, now I'm just going to shade this. Because the face is going to be your biggest challenge in doing a skull. And if you could do skulls, human skulls, you could do really well with reapers and stuff like that. And you'd be handy for when Halloween starts. And all the fun starts. It's like my favorite holiday. I love Halloween. I just love the Grim Reaper. Every Halloween I have to have a Grim Reaper up. I really do. I love the Grim Reaper this much. Alright. So now I'm going to do placement of the teeth. I feel this would be better is we're going to start with the teeth. I've got this so far. It looks crazy, but you gotta have perfect placement with the Reaper or it's not good. And where his mandible joint goes, right in this muscle area, right in here, we gotta start the teeth. So, and if you started in the wrong place, your sketch will tell you. Okay. I'm just going across this part because I'm just doing the teeth. Just like I did with this bone with the finger right in there. That finger took me about 20 minutes, so they're not easy. Take your time. Practice practice just drawing out skulls, honestly. And then I just take little lines here for his teeth. And then do the same thing, just connect them this way. Because you gotta remember he doesn't have skin. It's a skull, so you gotta remember that. So there we go. And then just we're gonna lightly dust this with this here. I figure if we got the teeth, then it would be good. Alright. I think I got the teeth wrong angle. Where's the teeth go here? Alright, we gotta move our teeth over. Yeah, you gotta get everything in the right angle. Everything must be in the right angle or you're screwed. And this is the way it is. Alright, so we're going in between and over this way. So we're going to do a curvy line this way. That's how this is going to have to be executed. I just did a curvy line because his teeth are that way. Alright. Alright.
Remember, I told you that, it's not like you haven't parted that bad. You like, bro, this time, James, woo.
Alright. You can't make it look like stitches. I mean, it does kind of look like stitches, but. Alright, now with this, we want to get this down here. I kind of want to make it look. I'm going to make it look faded out, give it dimension here. So we're just going to lightly shade right here. And then around here, we're going to lightly shade. With skulls, it's just certain parts you want to shade, certain parts you don't want to shade, yada yada yada. And then that comes down a little bit this way, so I'm going to shade that down over here. Right. And then we're going to shade over here a little. Give it some dimension here. Alright, so I'm doing things on a curve here. It might start looking better if we could pull this around. Right over by the 1/3 of his teeth, we're going over to his cheekbone and moving it over to almost like a third over here and connect it over.
on like the seventh
And
drive,
then it
taking
should
Chong, and
be,
that's like
it comes down this way to his teeth. I made that line there. 'Cause you gotta make that line. Right, and then maybe just shade this a little bit like that. Shade it out because you want this to look good here. You don't want it to look like crap. Especially if you spend a bunch of time trying to get it not to look like crap. Alright, I think we made this area, I think I made this area too dark right here. Okay, that is not supposed to be that dark coming down. So we're gonna take this, let's bring it a little bit. It's supposed to go a little bit under here and kind of hook up with the teeth. So we're gonna do that. See, got that so far. The face is so intricate, it's ridiculous. All right, got that. Now, right to the side, right where his teeth are, right here, up is where we want his bone to start. All right, it comes down like an upside down heart a little bit. All right, and then it's right where this bone in here, where this line is. Go a little bit over this way. Okay, and that's where eye set would be. Alright, it's just like a nice upside down heart. There we go. Not too much, just a little dip, like in the heart area, but not too much because you're actually not. It's a skull. It is what it is. It's a skull. Alright, now we can start adding the eyes, and then we can like do our other little stuff here. Alright, where this cheek is, right where the cheek comes under. Alright, this comes up a little. I have that too low. Alright.
oh,
There we go. Now, alright, we're getting there. Now I think I can do an eye. Finally. I'm going to start with this eye because it seems like it would be the hardest thing to go out. And it's coming right where our nose is at. You go a little bit up with the nose like this. That small dip over there. Right. And then we're gonna, there's a little shading where it goes up like this a couple lines, out like this. I guess to show a dip in here. And then this is, we're going to do sideways lines right here. I'm getting there. I'm going to do a little bit of here. There we go. Well, we got one eye. Not there so far. Let's get the other eye placed now. I find this a whole lot easier trying to get it executed this way. And I honestly think right. And this is eyes placed. Go from here to here. Out this way. Okay. And we have more little lines coming out this way. Not bad. Usually I really mess up on this. Probably because I messed up a couple times and I practiced it. Why it's not coming out horrible. I mean, the Painter's Valley is not bad to listen to. It really isn't. Or get ideas from other people that know what the hell they're doing. And everybody's ideas, together you'll cultivate your own style. I just literally kind of tried to get my own ideas. And I've cultivated the way that it suits me the best. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Some people start in different spots. And for me, sometimes it's good for me to start in these spots they start, and sometimes it's not. I'm gonna pull out these lines. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Even make this a little smaller because we don't want the skull all kind of messed up here. There we go. In here. Alright, now this one. I'm gonna get this muscle to come down. See how that looks. It's all in your placement, and your skull is going to give you the hardest time in the bony fingers. This is true facts. Alright. I think we're okay with this. I'm gonna get this in here, this in here, shade that in, shade in this a little like this. And lightly come down this way to show that this is coming down that way. And then shade up here to fade out this. I like fading out things. I think when you're doing skulls, if you fade out a lot of your lines, it just looks 100% better. But that's just me. I am no expert at this, folks. I am just a student learning myself. I really am. That's all I am, is a student learning. And I've been struggling to make a Reaper for a while. It's not terrible, his face. It's kind of the best I can get that. Alright. off here. I know it's not terrible, but it's not picturesque, but it's not terrible. Alright, now here. Right there, the main moment it starts. Goes in a little this way. Alright, little neck bone starting over here, coming this way. Alright. I'm going to curve these up also for anybody that features listening to this. Alright, I got this so far. Now I'm going to start shading this down here. Alright. Just going to get shaded in. We want some of the neck showing, but not all of it. Alright, and I'm going to shade all of this going this way because his head is turned that way. So that's just a tip. Whoever future listens to this, because I do like to give my tips out, because I like to watch people that'll benefit my life. And I try to benefit your life a little bit here. Because what's more exciting than a great sketch? There's nothing in the world more exciting than a great sketch. But this is just coming from an artist that likes to draw. Alright. I don't know, that's not bad. We got that here. That's not horrible. I mean, this is like an AI type thing, but it's not gonna look perfect. They never do. We're human beings. I'm gonna start now with these chains. So pretty easy, just chain links here. Just going in a round circle. We're starting the chain links here. And then I might put a chain link here so you can see I have a chain link. And then you're just bringing them together. These are actually easy to do. We're just dividing and bringing these together. And we're just going to go around here. Because you're not going to get it perfect. Nobody, I mean, it's done by human hands here. Alright. We're going to get this other one here. We start like doing these little things. We're going to try to perfect these chain links here. And then you're going to have, I'm going to thicken these up. But this is what AI cannot do. I was talking to an artist over on TikTok, and AI could do a lot of things. It can make us songs and these different things, but I feel humans should still be included in art. I'm not a fan of AI art, not at all. I feel that we as humans should paint. We should be doing the art because this is what we should be doing. I don't think we should be depending on technology for this. Not at all. I don't. I think that technology just kind of ruins things. Oh, someone on TikTok liked my post. Yeah, I did go over to the flip, but today, of course, my damn luck, Google today did not like it. So I cannot share my videos over there because of Mr. Google, of course. I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse having Google security. Sometimes, if they think there's too much of like a third party and security alert, I somehow am not allowed to. It won't allow me. It's just the way it goes. It just won't allow me to do anything that I would like it to do. Alright, well, these are more squared out and I'm making them round, so. Which you can, even though these are rounded out, we could square them out too. Which I'm going to do because it looks like he's wearing a necklace instead of having chains. We're just gonna go ahead and get this done this way. Just put like heavy lines here. Right. Come around this way, come around there. Alright. Alright, I'm just making it like this here. Because I got whole chain links over here. I gotta bring more chain links this way, and I gotta start bringing them over this way. And it's almost like a little box, but it's not. So we're making a series of like curved boxes here. Because he got a big chain. I mean, he is the Reaper. We wouldn't expect anything less. He would have the biggest chains of them all. He got a reputation to keep. That's a little bit of some dark humor for you. Alright. And then this hand placement where I gotta make another bone is coming. The bone is coming. Oh boy. That's another bad joke. Sometimes I'm the queen of bad jokes. I don't like to take life so seriously. I feel that life sometimes should need random surprises. I really do. And I know that life is not always supposed to be happy for us. Sometimes some people are meant to be warriors. And this is true facts. Alright, it comes down here. So we're coming down with these chains here. And if you're one of these people that think that life's supposed to be perfect, that's when it's gonna hit you like, I don't know, like literally full circle. Your perfect little wonderland's gonna go poofy, gone. That is what happens. It's like that. It's gonna be that way, and there's nothing you could do about it sometimes. And this is a God's honest truth. I've learned to realize that maybe it's good that life sometimes is dark. Because without the bad things in life, would you have the good stuff? You know? And then you can't sit there and blame God, which everyone does. Oh my God, I didn't do this and this didn't turn out perfect for me. Sometimes we live life for lessons. I was told that by somebody. Alright, I'm gonna start doing my fingers right away here. And these are like little teeth. So I'm gonna bring these over right away and just place these little fingers here. Right. Just kind of where we want these. I'm making the fingers because it's a lot easier. And it's like making little teeth right here. Tiny upside down hearts, but you're rounding it out. Just think of it yourself as making tiny teeth. This is what we want. We want tiny teeth. Alright, now this one is coming in, has its own little tiny tooth too. When that comes in, you don't have to do this other end of it, but you do gotta get the tiny tooth. But it has to match. It has to be the exact. It has to be right there with the other one too. Let's make up another tiny tooth next to it. It's about the same size. There we go. Yeah, it's easier to make the fingers first because these fingers are so intricate. So intricate. Oh god, are they intricate. Alright, now this little finger's going this way. Here we got the third one just coming out. And you gotta remember, you gotta make the little tiny teeth, so. Alright. And it's curving a little this way. And then make your tiny tooth and make sure it stays in the row where it's at. With the other way. There you go. There's your three. And then the last one, you don't have to make a tiny tooth. But it comes out like this. This one's a little tricky. It's coming out a little bit. And then curving up. Alright. And you gotta round it out a little where it's at there. Just a little round spot. And it's connecting into the little teeth, which got a little round spot. And then this guy is going straight up because it's holding the flame. Where we want the flame to be here. And it's going straight up that way. So. And then coming this way. Alright. Okay. Alright, this is where your flame will be, and then I'm gonna bring this in here. I'm going to shade it going this way because we're going to start this fire over here. And then just start like, do a little circle here to show it's showing part of this chain. Like that. Alright. Anything in between here, we just want to put a line to show that he's holding something. That. Right. Because he's looking at the flame. Alright. So now we're going to do this. I'm going to flare this out a little bit here. I'm going to flare it out because it's a flame. And just flare it up and out. There you go. It's a little better. I'm just going to shade in this flame here. And then just show the little flickers here that it's burning. So there's some lines here. And just putting lines in there all around. I'm just putting little lines of showing in here. And then stuff going up to show that the flame is. And the fingers aren't bad. Both fingers are actually pretty good. I think the Grim Reaper would be pretty happy with me. I didn't make his fingers look crazy today. Usually I'd be messing up his stuff. Low key, I think the Grim Reaper's like, oh god, not this again. Alright, now we're gonna make his cape. Yeah, it actually looks like a little flame. Alright. Part of his robe is there, but you know what? We're just gonna color that in. It is what it is. We're gonna leave that like it is. Because I ain't dealing with all that. Alright, now, right under this flame where this finger is, it's coming down his robe all the way down. And all the way down this way. So we're just doing 2 lines that way. Okay. And the inside of the robes here, it's dark. So we're going to do this. Shade in here. I don't know, I think the Grim Reaper looks better as a sketch anyways. It's such a detailed project. It really is. It's hard to get these details with paint. I'm not experienced enough for all that. Not at all. Alright, now this, after the opening, this comes out because the robe has to end somewhere here. So, it's coming out this way. I mean, I know that he's a bunch of bows, but thank God he doesn't have skin or he'd be really hot. I'm just saying. He always has all this get up. I would be hot as hell in these things that he has. But I guess it doesn't matter how big the material is. Alright, now we're gonna roll that out. Show where that is. And there's more lines we gotta put in here. No, because we got these chains. There's a lot of lines in this road. That's what I mean, there's just a lot. Kind of gotta show where it's crinkling his road. And showing crinkles. And I'm just going to shade in these wrinkles here and these moving to the side. So this would happen. There we go. And we need more to this side. Oh. I'm curving over this way from this side. Curving out that way because his robe is curving. I mean, simple as that. The robe is curving, so the lines will be curving. Just think of it as just how it would be for you. Alright. And then things like this, you just want a little dark. We just bring it and make it a little dark. If it's not curving or nothing. Alright. Over here, we have more lines to go. It's curving over this way, so we're curving that way. And I like to shade them over as I'm coming. And it's going to kind of flatten out like you're making a bush, kind of. You're going to start fanning it out. This is the process here. And I'm just going to shade a little bit on the shoulder, just to get a little dimension there. I don't know, I think the Reaper just kind of looks good the way it is. I don't think I should put a whole lot of color in here. I think he's just looking good just the way he is. He's wonderful. Who cannot love him? To me, he's the superstar of death. And there's not a lot of superstars of death like the Reaper. He would be the only one. At least in my eyes. He's a force in nature, it's justice. You really can't beat the Reaper in these kind of things. And I'm not sure if the Reaper comes to everybody when they die, but I don't know. If you do die, pray for the Reaper, because I'm not sure if these other creatures are something you want to contend with. I've seen some of these things. I think I'd rather just deal with the Reaper. Alright. Not horrible. It's not bad. Okay, there you go. This way. I'm gonna get black. Where's my black at? Here we go. Here's black. I think I lost all you guys. It's okay. It is what it is. I lost a couple, I lost a couple, because I'm almost done with my drawing. There we go. I'm using some of these colored pencils now for the future person that listens to this. Because I feel colored pencils might be our best friend in finishing out this shading. I don't want to just mess with the other stuff right now. I just want to darken it up nice, and I don't want to lose all my details I got. There we go. And fix this up here. There we go. Very pretty right where he is. I love it. I guess colored pencils, after you're done with that, is the way to go. When you're done with your whole sketch. This seems to be working well for me. I took a black colored one. Here. I'm going to bring some of this up here. I'm just going to start doing some squiggly lines sideways here. Just to button this in the rest of the sketch. There we go. And I'm doing all these lines going that way. Because he is turned that way. This gives accent to that side. Moving it down here. I feel it's better if you kind of try to get everything going the way that you're sketching what you're portraying is going. And this brings out your little details too. There, see how that looks a little better even there? So it's pretty badass. I do like this. And then I'm going to get me a red colored pencil for the flame. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. This is the best bony fingers I have had came up with. It's really nice. Right, I'm gonna get his little Reaper weapon here. I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all penciled in nice so you could see that and it stands apart. Right. Now, there we go. So pretty. I don't know. I feel like I've done something good in my life executing this out. Just a little light shade. Smell that. Just a little. It's not bad. Right now, red. There is red. It's just red. I'm going to shade in red here. Just to show it's a little. Just a slight bit of color there. I think it's red and there's always a blue in fire. Especially certain fire there is. I get a little blue involved. Alright, folks. The Grim Reaper. I know there's nobody here, but here we go. I'm just glad I was able to do him some damn justice, and I'll be posting this, and whoever listens to it later, it'll be here. So it was a good 2 hour stream. Took me 2 hours to make it. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I see you again.